shipped up. I'm shipped up. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I do like this. It's fresh and clean. It's fresh and clean. Hey, journeyman, journeywomen, this is the Hero Journey with Dr. D. Here to encourage, to motivate, to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. If you didn't know who it was, here I am. Here I am. And tonight, I'm going to open the chat lines. And tonight, you know what it is. Tonight, we are doing the update, the recap, the update, and the Q&A. The Q&A of the featured product I actually put out this morning, Cycle of Fear. So, here we go. All right, so I'm going to put I'll put the chat up in the link, and with this platform you can just link on. You don't have to do 2 or 3 steps. You can do a couple. You can just do a couple of steps, and you should one step, and you should be in the back room. So when Q&A section come on, y'all pop right in, live and living color. Let me put this other sound. If anybody's on, and if my sound is bad, please let me know. Make me aware. If it's too loud, let me know. Make me aware, because I'm working out my soul salvation. All right. Okay, so what we're doing tonight, we're doing the review, the recap. We recap of the video I did this week. Now, the video I did this week was by the name of, lean this back a little bit, Cycle of Fear. If anybody's in here, please let me know. Just put something up in let me put the link up in the chat line, okay? Copy. Paste. All right, it should be right there. As you see on the right hand side, you just click it and you'll get right in on the screen. Okay. All right, so don't look for Melon. I came on Restream. Restream is broadcasting this video through the other sites. I had to do Melon because I thought this would be good. So check it out. Okay, so my update is my recap is that I'm talking about. It's odd nobody's on. I wonder if anybody's on Melon. Well, I still edit everything and get on. Doesn't matter. All right. So what I'm doing, we talked about the recap. The recap of the video. The recap of the video that I did earlier was called Cycle of Fear. Now we went over 4 areas of Cycle of Fear, and the 4 areas of Cycle of Fear. First, you start with a trigger. Then after you start with a trigger, what happens is that a trigger is connected through your senses or external or internal memory, something that connects and allows you to bring your thoughts to the forefront. However, this is what triggers fear. You have a trigger from the external environment or your internal environment, but you always have to understand that every trigger originally came from the outside. It's just that sometimes people keep it on the inside of them. It's stored up in the cortex. And then when things are triggered by external, then what happens is that it comes alive and then the process starts. Okay. So now when the process starts trigger. Trigger starts, the trigger, and then you get a fear response. Once it's a trigger, there's a fear response, and then after the fear response, and then you connect to a negative feeling. After the negative feeling, there's a self-destructive behavior. Now, I explain everything in detail in the video. You can check it out. But just to recap is that first, you receive something. Something comes to the thought process, which I explained in the video previously. But entorhinal cortex is the entrance into the thought process of the memory bank. So something comes in, it started working, started moving to the thalamus shifts to the Uh, the hippocampus, no, thalamus comes in, stores up the memories where in the cortex, and then it shifts the rest of it to the hippocampus. I mean, prior to that, the attitudes are being formulated, and when the attitudes are being formulated, and what happens, the chemical process begins. So if the attitudes are being formulated from what comes in and what's pulled down from the memory storage, what happens is that we start pulling memories from the past. It creates an attitude in our present, and it creates an attitude in our present. It goes to the hippocampus. Oh, check your link. Check your link. Um, all right. So what happens is it comes in. It comes in. So what happens is the hippocampus starts to. It's the hit. He's the headline. He's the chief of the limbic system, and starts things to work. So when it starts things to help, when it starts the hippocampus starts things to working, means that he's the head inductor of the chemical factory of the limbic system, which causes is the head of an endocrine system within our body. We're two systems, if you all didn't know. It's electric system and the chemical system, the nervous system and the endocrine system. And so the limbic system, what happens is that it keys things in. He starts the hippocampus starts the process with the chemical process, and pulls down memories. And some memories are actually toxic. Comes from the library of previous toxic information that sometimes we need to get rid of, or we need to increase our library with better books, better material. Meaning that sometimes you can't throw away the old past because the past makes you who you are, but you can do a lot. You can build up your library with so much good that the past is a distant memory. It's a memory, but it may have propelled you to greater heights because you had to increase your knowledge set and your value to become better. Okay, so what happens is that negative feelings that interact, and sometimes it ends into be self-destructive behavior. So those are my four elements. The four elements of the cycle of fear. Now, my update is that I'm increased. I'm keep on going with this thing of fear or emotions. And if y'all have any suggestions, please let me know, and I'll come up with a video for next week. Do it because I say what can make me feel this way, my girl. All right, questions. Okay. Oh. All right. You said, repeat what you said about the past defining who you are. Now, what I said was that your past doesn't define who you are, but the past is part of who you are. You want to say the your past does not define who you are. It's just part of who you are. What happens so frequently is that people stay in their past, whether it's bad or good, and they take on the mantle that past is who they are. When you're ever creating yourself, because if you're not always creating a new version of yourself, then I promise you somebody else is. Because somebody is always trying to get the best out of you, even when you are unaware what the best is. When you go to a job, they're trying to get the best out of you for the bottom line. And when they can't get the best out of you as they see fit, then they'll pull somebody else in that they can pull the best out of. And sometimes when people are working a job, they don't know how good they are, but the employer does. That's why they get more assignments. That's why they put them on to lead more teams, because they, they want the best. You increase the bottom line. You make the shareholder rich. So they see you're good. But a lot of times we don't. A lot of times people see you're good. As far as deployment, they see you're good. But sometimes we don't. We don't. We just do things unconsciously and just follow orders. All right. Let me see. Another one. Let me see. Lesson. Let's learn. Let's learn. All right. Oh no, you said lesson learned. Lesson learned can help us have a better tomorrow night. That's a good thing, right? Well, if you're speaking of this platform, I think the platform is good. It's just that I know generally when I'm on Melon, when I have difficulties on Melon, I shift the restream and it pops right on. And as I can see on my end, the picture's clear. The picture is clear, and everything works smoothly. It's just that on your end, if you're on your phone, and I don't know, you may be in a bad area, but I know this works on the phone as well as on the computer. I would encourage you to try it again. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Any more questions? Ooh, this is this will be the quickest ever. I'm gonna question. All right. I'm open to suggestions and karaoke or rhino because I'm not familiar with those labels. Excuse me. So unprofessional. I'm not familiar with those labels. Let me see what put some music on because they're getting to me. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. All right, the music sounds good. Hear the background music? Yes, no? How can we? Okay. All right. You said fear. You said, how can you harness this power? Well, the goal is not to harness the power of fear. You know, fear is a natural event that it comes upon us, but doesn't have to control us. How you harness the power of fear is you transmute it, or you translate it to faith. Yeah, you can't walk in fear. You have to walk in faith. Now, walking in faith is a thing where you walk in the face of fear. When you walk in the face of fear, when you walk through fear, then your faith is being activated, and then you be deemed as courageous. Because fear doesn't always go away. Because even when you're walking through fear, in faith, fear is still whispering in your ear. You can't do this. You stupid. You ain't good for this. You're not gonna get that promotion. You dumb. You ain't good enough. You won't make that spot. You ugly. Fear is always in your ear. telling you what you're not good enough to get. But if you do this, people will talk about you. If you do this, you will fail. If you do this, you'll get fired. It will say a lot of things that would tarnish you or try to hinder you from moving into your destiny. Because fear doesn't want you to walk in faith because it's contrary to its very existence. So you don't harness the power of fear. You harness the power of faith. Any more questions? You're missing a point. Okay. How am I missing a point? Okay, sometimes. Okay, sure. Sometimes fear or second thought can lead you to think. That's called caution. Yeah, fear, that's true. It can lead you to think. Um, it can lead you to think, but you don't have to walk with it. It leads you to think and make to actually makes it makes a reservation, or you have to think about your process, or if I should go left, or if I should go right. So it doesn't lead you to think. It leads you to think. Then it still stands beside you, trying to tell you why you shouldn't do it. All right, but you had examples. Sometimes second thought can lead you to think. I agree with that. But you said sometimes fear or second thought can lead you to think before diving. Oh, let me think about that. But I say you won't. Fear is necessary. It allows you to process. You just don't. You don't, my thing is that I don't think that you should live or go to sleep with fear. You don't embrace fear as your lifelong buddy. Fear's gonna come, and fear's not going away. And I didn't say fear goes away when you have faith. Fear is there with faith. Don't let fear control the conversation. Get me? Don't let fear control the conversation. That's called caution. Okay. Might as well start cussing at me. So one has to distinguish the difference between fear or thinking before diving in. You cannot wear rose-colored glasses or Disney dreams. That's true. Why can't you just think? It's not fear. You make a decision. You make decisions based on what's in front of you. Now, if you have who doesn't have fear of water diving? A baby. And why don't you think a baby doesn't have fear of jumping in the water? Because nobody ever told him he needs to be scared. We pull fear from past that trigger our current state. Watermelon. Okay, I got that hit. All right. Any more questions? Yeah, but weren't we once babies? So why'd you feel the diving deep? You only you only fear the diving deep if somebody has programmed you, or you've been in situations that led you to believe that it's a scary situation, seeing that everybody came from liquid. Right. So why aren't we why right. Okay, so you said let me put this up there. You said babies do not fear water because they are liquid in the womb. And it is not because no one told them they are doing what is natural. So they're doing what we all were babies. When do we stop doing what is natural? So everybody are 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 okay with diving in the deep. Because some people who are scared of going in the water. Why? But that has not. Okay, I agree. They was gonna have that nosebleed regardless for diving in too fast. They gonna have the nosebleed regardless. I can't. I can't count my destiny on somebody else's situation. If I'm gonna dive in deep, I'm gonna dive in deep. But I'm not gonna dive in deep. I'm not gonna dive in deep. I mean, it's a warranted. It's warranted situation why you won't dive in deep if you can't swim that well. But as a baby, and you're fresh from the water, and you start the baby swimming younger, they become very proficient and they become comfortable in water because that's where they came from. But if you stay out of water too long, then you forget. You forget that that's where you came from, and you had no fear. But as you start living, then you start putting on things of the environment and situations, and your predisposition sets in place, meaning your genetic traits. So all these things come into play, and then you start learning how to be scared, learning how to be fearful. Now, I do is time you need to be cautious of things because when you get old, you learn that, oh man, if I put my hand on that stove, it's gonna burn. So you won't do it no more. So life has learning lessons, but fear does have a cycle. Two ways. It's it's how you see it. It's all based on perspective. I can go on a mountain and say I'm not jumping onto that water. When somebody else said, "Oh man, this should be fun," somebody can say, "I'm gonna bungee jump off the Grand Canyon. This should be exciting. I'm gonna make sure my stuff is tight." And so somebody said, "No, I'm not gonna be on that because the chance I may die." It's how you look at that. I mean, it's how you look at that. Don't when Stella's Paula's island, the lights are out on the island of Paula, and no, Stella didn't pop up, but the lights are on out. Paula would be on, but she can't be. Okay, it's a slow night. I don't know. Is it the? I want. Is it the restream or is it they're the same. That's how you look at it. It's all based on perspective. It's subjective. That's your answer. Subjective. That's three. Wait, you don't see me. But are you appreciate the individuals that come out and saw me and are going to see me later on. But please, I'm not third person. Uh, so go ahead and help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe and commenting and sharing. Please comment because it helps the algorithm and I will respond. And this it helps me help you so we can help others. By doing that, what you do, you help me make it better tomorrow, today. And if there are any suggestions or any comments that you like me or any type of videos you'd like me to address on the next live or my next feature video, please go ahead and do it. Do it for me. Do it. And I'll make it happen. I'll make it do what it do. So this is the Hero Journey with Dr. D. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. And remember, you can check down below at this podcast and click thumbs up and look at the comment section on my podcast and check out the podcast. I will be up in that. I will be uploading that tonight. I'll be consolidating on the preview and the recap as well as the feature video and be on a podcast where you can listen while you ride. So this is the Hero Journey with Dr. D, and we are